California, Ms. Lee, for a colloquy.
The gentlewoman is
Thank you, Madam
recognized.
Chair. I move to strike the last word. Madam Chair, I rise this evening to enter into a colloquy with the gentleman from Minnesota, Mr. Peterson, our distinguished chair of the Agriculture Committee. And first, let me just thank the gentleman for his hard work on the Farm Bill reauthorization and his dedication to moving our nation forward in the area of agriculture, nutrition, conservation, and energy. I want to applaud his efforts to accommodate the various caucuses and coalitions across the country and in Congress, including the Congressional Black Caucus, the Congressional Progressive Caucus, the California Delegation, and the Hunger Caucus. Madam Chair, I come to the floor today to raise the important issue of concern to me and members of the Congressional Black Caucus regarding the lifetime ban of eligibility of food stamps for formerly incarcerated persons who were convicted of drug offenses. It makes no sense to single out this group. Most recent figures show that nearly 213,000 state inmates were released in 2005 after serving a sentence for a drug crime, and most recent federal data shows that 24,400 federal inmates were released in 2002. After they served their time, they re-enter society looking to improve themselves and their lives. The task of finding a job for formerly incarcerated individuals is often difficult and a daunting task. This effort is even more difficult if they want to go back to school, be it for their GED or college degree. In these instances, they are unable to access many of the resources available to others, including food stamps. The inequity to this group couldn't be clearer. Drug offenses account for more than 50% of the crimes committed by federal prisoners and more than 20% of state prisoners, most of whom are nonviolent offenders. With factors such as poverty and lack of access to educational resources, coupled with the lack of sufficient legal resources, this issue disproportionately affects the African American community. In 1996, the Congress, in an overzealous attempt to appear tough on crime, included in the Welfare Reform Bill a provision that excluded formerly incarcerated persons from receiving food stamp benefits for life. This is a lifetime ban if they have ever been convicted of a drug crime. So, Madam Chair, that is why I offered an amendment to the rule to H.R. 2419 to strike this ban. Although the amendment was not made in order, I strongly believe that this is an unfair and unjust policy which must be addressed. In the words of Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr., he said, "An injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." Madam Chair, this policy has created a slippery slope, one that can be used to cherry-pick certain segments of the population who can eat, basically, while others must scrape and scramble for the basics. Once someone has served their debt to society, they should be able to have access to the minimum amount of food vital to their survival while they get their lives together. So I hope that I can work together with the distinguished chair of the Ag Committee to ensure that this grave inequity is corrected.
Yield.
I yield to the gentleman from Minnesota.
I thank the gentlewoman for yielding, and I want to assure the gentlewoman from California I agree with her on the point and appreciate her intention in raising this issue. And I want to assure the gentlewoman that as the bill moves forward, we will be mindful of this issue and work with her and her staff to accommodate this provision.
Madam Chair, let me take this opportunity to thank the gentleman for his attention to this issue, and I look forward to working with him to ensure that it is addressed, and I want to congratulate him on putting together the coalition for this bill. And may I yield to the gentleman from Illinois, please?
I want to thank the gentlewoman from California for yielding, but I also want to thank the chairman of the Agriculture Committee for his response, displaying sensitivity and recognition of a tremendous injustice as well as a great need that exists in our society. Many of those individuals who have been convicted of drug offenses should have been in hospitals and health clinics should have been receiving treatment as opposed to incarceration and conviction. So, Mr. Chairman, I too commend you for your sensitivity, willingness to work on this issue, and commend the gentlewoman from California from bringing it to the floor. And I yield back.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. How much time is remaining, Madam Chair?